Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody's having an awesome day. Y'all know we've been traveling, and so I've shown you a few replays, but we are live today. And of course, we are celebrating Women's History Month, but we celebrate ourselves every day, right, ladies?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I love to say that we are women who are making history, right? And so the replays, of course, were Keisha Dixon and Carrie Ann Lawrence, because they are also women who are making a difference, who are serving their community. And so I hope you enjoy the replays. But like I said, we're live today. And I'm excited about the conversation. I love these ladies, and they always have so much wisdom to share. So, going to introduce you. They've both been on the show, so welcome back.
Thank
Um,
you. Great to be here.
thank you, thank you. It's our regional vice president, Kimberly Roberts. Wave at the people, Kimberly.
Well, hello. I am awesomely glad to be back.
Yes. So, Kim, I'll just let you go ahead and just, if you want to greet the people, say anything about yourself before we get started, and then we're going to let Tammy do the same.
All right, awesome. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you again for allowing us to do the show with you today. I've actually been a money coach for the last 15 years. Yeah, you heard that right. I started when I was 12. Um, a wife
Here
of
we go,
20
y'all.
years this year, two children, and just excited about life in general. So that's a little bit about me.
Can y'all hear me? I look frozen.
And so you are going in and out a little bit.
Okay. Tammy Backus, welcome back to the show, and I'll give you opportunity to say hello and tell a little bit about yourself.
Hi, guys. I am a district leader within our financial firm, but I'm also a physical therapy assistant, a director of rehab, a life insurance agent, a mother. I have three children. So I'm definitely here to I'm just so excited just to share it with the people listening. Anything we can give back to the community. Um, I'm right on board for it. So I'm just excited to be here.
Awesome.
Hey. Just playing a little game today. We're changing things up this season. And so, thank you again, ladies, for being with us. And like I said, we're talking about, well, we're not going to talk so much about like women in history as in facts and things like that. I'll probably do that show at another time. But again, we always want to acknowledge, this is the season we're in. We always acknowledge that the month of March. And so there's been so many great women who've gone before us and,
Mhm.
made a way for us. Um, I want to do before the end of the month, I want to do that picture, that picture with that woman and she's got her thing and she's like, we can do it. I'm
Yes,
gonna take a picture like that because I'm like, yes, we can do it even now. And so we've always been, the type of people who we just did what needed to be done, right? We
hmm
don't wait on a man. We don't sometimes wait on permission because we know stuff has to be done. And so we have to keep moving. Isn't that right?
Yes.
absolutely.
It's just like Tammy. Okay, so let's talk about it. You had to take your kids back to school. You didn't get home at 12:30. Now you're up doing your interview. Can't tell you did all that, but look at you. So, how did you press forward to be like, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this interview, I'm gonna look, presentable? What
Yeah.
What was the press for you?
Listen, to make a long story short, the experience is the best teacher. That's what came to mind. If you don't get up and grind, then your circumstances are going to definitely reflect that. So once you've been in a situation where you don't really have much, or you've at risk of losing what you work for, you learn to try to
Mhm.
maintain the consistency. So you have to get up, push forward, change behaviors, to just keep going. It's about perseverance. Things have to be done,
Mhm.
and we as Black women need to do them, and we
Yeah,
have to do them.
that part,
I
that part.
agree.
And so, Kimberly, I think one of our topics today is though about females on the rise, entrepreneurs, being entrepreneurs, betting on themselves, opposed to, you know, always working somebody else's vision, but, working the vision God gave us. So I'm gonna let you head up that one.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So I'm always excited when I can pour back into especially female leaders that have the potential to be in business for themselves. I was looking at some stats, and I was presently I shouldn't have been, but over 12.3 million female entrepreneurs in the United States right now. That's huge. And Tammy said it, women in general are taking leaps and bounds right now. But can you believe that Black women in general have the fastest growing firms in the United States? That's huge, considering where women didn't even have a voice years ago. And now we're, running firms, CEOs of major companies, and we have an opportunity to do so much more. And so I'm just excited about that. We get an opportunity in the financial service industry to impart in so many different women to just basically give them an opportunity. So definitely excited about that.
Absolutely. And I love it. And because like you said, we see women we see women in our business who are lawyers who are,
Mm-hmm.
you think a lawyer, oh, well, she ain't want to do this. She making big bucks, da 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 da. But come to find out, there's like, no, I'm making more money over here, working
Mm-hmm.
for myself, building my own agency, and I'm doing things on my time frame. If you're a lawyer, they call you at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I guess when you get to a certain place, you can decide whether you're gonna go or not. But if you're gonna keep some clients, you're gonna get up
Right.
at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think when you're an entrepreneur, you tend to make your schedule around your life and what
Mm-hmm.
you have going on, right? And so, I have experienced that, being in the pandemic, being able to work from home. And I'm just like, I told somebody the other day, I said, if they tell us to come back in the office, I'm going to have to go to therapy because I can't do it's a whole different scenario,
Yes, it
And
is.
so, and I just love it. So, Tammy, what are some of the other freedoms you've experienced? Because I know you mentioned, sometimes when you don't have or you're in the risk of losing. So, what other benefits have you gained from, being an entrepreneur for yourself?
All right. So, oh my goodness, so many, right? And I'm just starting out. So, I want to make sure I touch on that too. Just coming from working just a straight 9 to 5 since I was probably 15 years old. I started working when I was 12, babysitting, and then working summers and nursing homes, and then finishing college, and just working a 9 to 5 schedule, whether it be first, second, or third shift, working 8 hours straight. You kind of get used to it. You develop your own routine, and sometimes it's hard to get outside that box. So I would encourage anyone that is thinking about working from home or starting out on their own, or either part time or full time, that you don't get anxious. It
Mm-hmm.
involves a little bit of just stepping out on faith, and you start small and you do what you can do. When you're raising a family, or you're being a mother, or you're taking care of someone else, it involves your time and sacrifice to be pulled from one way to the next. But I want to encourage people to just give it some time, start small, develop a schedule that's right for you, so that you
Mm-hmm.
aren't being dragged down and overworked and stressed out. Um, Currently I work part time from home, and I also work weekends as a therapist, and during the Saturdays and Sundays, and Monday through Friday, I work as a director of rehab. So I'm running someone else's business. Um, when I get home, I'm building my business. And,
Mm-hmm.
when I think about what does that entail, the first thing we think about is sacrifice, right? But if we're going to sacrifice for someone else's pockets, why not sacrifice for our own pockets? If we're
Mm,
going to make corporate America richer, then what are we doing to invest in ourselves? So to to elaborate on that, you have to invest in yourself, and that alone, me just speaking that out loud, investing in myself, is giving back to me,
mm-hmm,
and that's giving back to my children. So that's one perk that I feel, as being an entrepreneur. You're giving back to yourself, and that does a lot for you and your family. You become a role
mm-hmm,
model. Your community needs you, right? So the more you learn, the more you know, the more you grow. And then we have the opportunity to reach out, just like on this platform, into teaching others how to do the same thing. As
mm-hmm.
I said before, I'm quite in the beginning. I'm very new to this, but I can't tell you how many people I've helped in such a short amount of time.
Right.
That's such a blessing to be able to be used by God in that way, and then to also give back at some of what Kim's given to me, what our team's given to me. So I can go on and on about the perks. I mean, we ain't even talked about money yet. The financial part of the
Right.
benefit, but the core part of it is just making those connections, helping other people um, do the same thing. So I think that strengthens us as women. So
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when you see your sister succeeding, when you see somebody who's rising up, you see somebody who was struggling and now they're able to, do something for their children and, still have money in the bank. When you see them, making investments and telling you, the returns on those investments.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like a lot of times, and Kim, I think you were on this interview with me, but it was a young girl and she's like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about death. I don't want to talk about. And we're like, okay, but death is sure to come, and you have children, and so unless they go before you, you're going to leave them behind. And what do you want to leave behind for them?
hmm
Think about how your parents or grandparents could have started that legacy, putting it in motion. And so a lot of times, do you find, Kim, that people just, because of the lack of knowledge, don't want to talk about it, don't understand it. What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with environment. Has a lot to do with what they've been brought up into, and not really understanding what legacy is all about. But what I understand is we have to keep teaching the principles regardless, because some people, you ever hear the old saying, some people will get it today, some people will get it tomorrow, and then others will get it years down the road. And so, as a legacy builder, and I believe that's what I've been called to do, is to help people um, put in motion legacies, not just for their generation, but every generation after them. We know that it comes with planting seeds. And so, the more seeds that we plant, we know there's going to be a harvest. I mean, that's the principle, right? So
Right.
I think we just have to continue to plant seeds, because if you think about the women who have went before us, what if they would have, when they met, um, what's the word I'm looking for?
Adversity, maybe.
Adversity, confrontation. What if they stop? What if they stop educating the people on, different aspects, and fighting for freedom for us to have rights to even own a business, to even have a voice um, in this type of setting? We wouldn't be here today.
hmm
So we have to keep fighting to teach people, what we do matter. And I think the realm that we're in, financial literacy, oh my goodness, people perish because of the lack of knowledge. And the knowledge that we give is really what really helps every business. I don't care what kind of business you start. If you don't understand financial literacy, it's going to be hard for your business to grow and develop. And so I think because of the kind of work that we do, we impact every other business that people put together. Everybody needs a money coach.
hmm
I just believe that everybody needs a money coach. Everybody needs those principles. to help them to grow a business. And so we're right here in the right time, especially during this pandemic. We're in the right place at the right time, and we've been able to help so many people because of the concepts and things that we share. So we just have to keep planting seeds. I'm
Yes.
glad that those women that have went before us did not stop, and that's what we got to do.
Absolutely. Y'all might hear the people outside doing the lawn, but so hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. But that just carried us right into the next topic of why is financial literacy so important for women today. And I mean, we know it's important for men. You know, we're even in the realm we're in trying to impart into the parents so that they can be an example to their children, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the people that I know um, having to learn at 50 because I
Right.
came a little bit late, right? And I'm like, now what? Now I've been doing this for 30 some years. Now you telling me I got to change it up? So, I think it's so important that we start early, teaching
Mm-hmm.
and planting those seeds, even, with the young lady, even though she didn't, really get it, she didn't really want to talk about it. I still think we planted a seed.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Absolutely.
like when God talks about it, somebody plants, somebody waters, but He will bring
That's
the
it.
increase. He
That's
will bring the increase. He
Yes.
will bring the understanding that she'll need. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're right, it's that adversity or whatever, and you feel like, oh, nobody wants to hear it, and you could stop. But if you stop, what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
There will be no seeds to grow, right?
mm-hmm.
There will be nothing for somebody to water if there's no seed there.
Yes.
So I think, it's so important in these days to explain to people and to teach and really just be an example. Because let's say for women, we know women do not make the same in the corporate world, in the outside of entrepreneurship. We don't make the same salary as men make
Mm-hmm.
most times. There might
Right.
be 1% of us who do, but most of us do not. Even with the
Right.
education, even with spending the same time at work as men do, putting in the same time to research whatever our product or service is, we don't make the money that men make. That's just the fact,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Anybody want to jump on that one?
Yeah, I would like to say that. I mean, you touched on so much financial literacy, the disparities of women in the workforce, and then also just denial. We
Mm-hmm.
all those things that you just touched on in so many points, and I guess I could start with. I wanted to add that. Um, Women of color are more than 4.5 more times likely to start a business than any other demographic. So it's in us to take charge. I think we
Mm-hmm.
lead as Black women over 12 million businesses. We're in charge of over 12 million to I think 26 million businesses. So we're already out there. We're already running things. We already have it in us, right? So we're doing that for other people. But what came to mind is when you mentioned the young lady is not wanting to talk about death. I think people don't want to talk about their finances. I think people are in denial. They don't even
Mm-hmm.
know what's coming in their household and what's going out of their household. They don't know what they're spending. They don't know what their debts look like. They don't know what their interest rates are. Um, they are in denial, so to speak. So we first have to encourage each other to just be open and honest. Have we talked about
Mm-hmm.
what our household is really looking like, or are we packing on credit card debt? Or are we borrowing money? Are we living beyond our means? Right? Because
Right.
I see that a lot in this tax season. Okay. So I see a lot of cars running around with 30-day tags and things like that. And, some people can afford it and some people, um, they really can't. But we're in
Right.
denial, I think, when it speaks. I think we have what 8 out of 10 households live paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Over 60% of households have less than $1,000 in their savings accounts. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so before we can even talk about financial literacy, or when we think about financial literacy, let's be literate as to what's going on in your own household. What's your
That,
own wallet looking like? What
that's
what
it.
is your own family situation look like? And be real with it and be honest. And then I think we can make those steps toward um, building on that financial literacy, you know?
Hmm. And then I'll add to that, it's so many people right now, especially females that are having to take care of their parents in their later years. They're having to make a decision due to the pandemic. A lot of them, whether they came from their career and came home because they had to be in the home for the children. And so a lot of people right now, if they don't understand budgeting and finances and doing the things necessary with their finances and understanding how they can earn additional income on their own time and on their own schedule, a lot of people, it's going to affect the next couple of years,
Mm,
of how they live in
Mhm.
their retirement, and it's saying 80% of widows are living in poverty because they didn't understand protecting their foundation through life insurance.
mm,
So it's a lot of dynamics that's going into understanding financial literacy and making sure that the decisions that we make really affect our children. So
Right.
we have to make sure that, like Tammy said, we know exactly what's going on in our house. We're not in denial about it. But the great thing is, we're in the richest country there is. We have so much opportunity as a female that we've never had before
Right.
to to have a business, to make the type of income that we desire, to be able to do the things for our family that we want to do. And we can make decisions based on our heart, not based on our pocket.
mm,
That's the great news. That's the great revelation to me, is understanding that we have choices. And a
oh, yeah.
lot of women that are living paycheck to paycheck have not yet realized that they have a choice.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
so when I can share that, and Tammy and Alicia, when we can share that every day, that you have a choice. You can start a business. You have what it takes. There's all types of resources out there. And if you start at the beginning, which is financial literacy, understanding that, man, any business. But that's why I feel
Right.
like our business has been so profitable, because everybody need what it is that we do.
yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a money coach because, I was listening to a preacher, and he was like, if you really think about it, God has put money in your hands. You've had money to flow, but you just didn't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know how to invest it. You didn't know where to put it, where it would make the biggest, investment or the biggest return. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
definitely people need a money coach who studies those things. I mean, when we get sick, we go to a doctor because a doctor has studied the body, right? The
Mm-hmm.
doctor has studied medicines to see what medicines help what part that's not functioning right. So that's the same thing money coaches do. They've studied where's the breakdown, where should you shift your funds, so it's most profitable for you and your family. And and again, it is really a mindset thing because I try to get to the young people so much because I'm telling you, I'm 50 something and I'm behind the curve.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want you to be there. And so, I know you feel like that $50 is a struggle to give to somebody to invest, but I try to, make it clear, but if you sacrifice that 50 because
Mm,
where are you putting that 50? If we do
mm,
your budget, where's that 50 going? Is it going to the restaurants? Is it going to the hair store? And I'm not saying women, hey, we need to look good. We all look good, right? We all take care of ourselves. But in the end of the day, even I don't have children, but I have godchildren. So I'm still going to leave a legacy for them. I still have, you know, a church body that I want to leave a legacy to. You know what I'm saying? So the sacrifice that you make today
mm.
is just going to set your life up for prosperity and freedom and peace as you go along the way, right?
Yes. Yes. Sacrificing your immediate desires for your long term gain.
Mm,
I love it.
yes, yes. Wouldn't you have loved to have gotten this information, sat down, had this
Ooh,
conversation about 10 years ago, Tammy, before you started sending
20
kids to
years
college.
ago, 30 years ago. Yes, but that's the beautiful thing. It's never too late.
And never too late.
It's never too late. I feel like we sometimes can get discouraged, and that was me not that long ago. Some days I still get up and I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. Do I need to move? This ain't where I thought I would be today,
Mm.
or this thing happened, and it things life happens. Let's just be honest, and it could
Right.
catch you off guard. But the grace and the mercy that God has given us, and the blessing He has given us with just this company, is that, you know what, now I have a plan B. But a couple of years ago, if I was to lose my job, I wouldn't know what to do, right? And
Right.
now it's like, oh, I have this residual money coming in, or I have an opportunity to still work full time from home. I still have an opportunity to bless other people and reap those benefits. Oh, my retirement is still set up. It wasn't attached to that job that I just
Mm,
lost. Because I have investments set up outside of work. Um it's just profound, the knowledge that you can have, and that's just starting out, and people's lives can change in just a matter of hours. It's quickly, it's filling out an application, being educated with us, allowing us to train and develop them, just a few hours. So it's never too late to look at your situation, speak with a money coach, and just come out with the best program for you. Not everyone's situation is the same, and
right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just throw this in there. It feels great to know that we work for a team, and we work with a team that is really out to make everyone successful. It's not about us. It's not about what we gain, but what we can give back to other people.
You must have been reading my mind because I was just sitting there thinking, a lot of times it's scary too because people think they have to do it on their own. I have to learn everything on my own. I have to, you know, get all this knowledge. But when you join a team like ours, there's so many development levels. Even there's people who've been in it longer than Kim, who are in different areas than Kim, and but the thing about it is sometimes on your job, you're scared to say where you are. You're scared to say what
Mm,
you don't know and what you can't do. But
mm,
here ain't none of that. It's like,
no.
now, can you help me? What happened right here?
Right.
Be real, right? You're like, I messed up somewhere along the way, and they be like, yeah, you did, but come here, let me help you out. And it's like everybody, like you said, is pushing everybody up. We don't. If Tammy makes a profit, Kim is telling us about her return on her investment. We're like, yes, sister. And so I think that's an important thing. You've got to find a place where you are
Mm.
celebrated at
Mm,
whatever level
Right.
you are. I don't call Kim every day. I'll be like, oh, Kim's calling Jesus. I'm like, I didn't check it. I don't think, but she don't never go. What you doing? You messing up the whole thing. She's not. It's none of that. It's just like, hey girl, what's going on? I'm like, hey, And so you really, because it's a process for everybody, and like you said, different people are at different places. Different people have different life situations, but nobody. I mean, really, I can say nobody that I've run into has been like standoffish or like what do you call it, judgmental, and I'll just be like, oh, okay, it's okay, okay, I'm good, you know. And so, Kim, how important is that
When you're
environment, like you were talking about before?
right, when you're going into business for yourself, you need a place where people are willing to teach you and coach you. Because when you're in a job workforce, people have a tendency to only teach you a certain point. Because now it's like you're trying to get my job. You ever notice that in a job environment? It's so competitive. And if you get ahead of this person, it's like they're in fear of you taking their job. But when you're in business and you have a business partner and they're fully invested in seeing you grow, because you're partners, it's nobody trying to be ahead of anybody. That's just a whole different mindset. It's a whole different environment. And it's a beautiful thing when you can come together and build a company. And see what I've always done was, if I can be an impact into somebody else's life, and they can grow and do well in their own family, that's truly an example of success. It's one thing for you to do it, but it's another thing when you can impact somebody else's life. And that's how our community as a whole grow, when we start helping each other level up. It's not about one person winning. It's about the whole team. I call it the home team. When we can help other people grow and hit their financial goals, if you help enough people get what they want, you eventually get what you want.
Hmm.
But you have to be willing to give. And I think when we're talking about Women History Month, that's what those women did before us. The greatest women that have, if you think about Michelle Obama, I have to say that is I love some Michelle Obama. Like, she is the epitome of class. And can you see how many people she imparted in, that she helped, that she encouraged, and that has been her driven success. That's what has created the legacy that she's put in place for her daughters, for other young ladies, for other women, because
Hmm.
it was never just about her. It was about how many people's lives she could change. And when
Exactly.
you're doing that in a business, it's your business is going to be unlimited
Can
because
I add something to that? That's just
mm-hmm,
reminded me, with me coming in. First off, I remember our first meeting, and I thought, I don't have enough background, and I don't know any of this stuff. I don't know enough
Amen.
about financial about finances. I still have a whole lot of growing to do when it comes to financial literacy. What qualifies me to be on a team of money coaches? But the beautiful thing about our company is you don't have to have anything but a willingness to learn. And while you're
mm-hmm,
while your team and your company is helping you get those things in order for your own life, you're also helping other people at the same exact time. They're helping you get your life on track and your retirement and your investments set up and your estate set up. At the same time, you're helping other people. So we're lifting each other up at the same time. You're lifting your own family and building your own legacy with no prior requirements, just a willingness to learn and devote a little bit of time. And no other company is going to do that, in my opinion.
Right. And I've been around some, and it's just not the same. That's why I say you have to take your time and don't let people, um, you have to see the results, right? A lot of times people can tell you stuff and da 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 da, da, but are they showing you the results?
Mm,
Like here, they're not afraid to show you the results. They're not afraid to tell you what their cash flow was for the month. They're not afraid to tell you what they had to do to get that cash flow.
mm,
Like Kim said, a lot of times people say they're helping you, but they always leave out something important
mm.
that's really going to get you to
mm-hmm,
that same level. But here it's all on the table and it's very transparent. And so, that's what I appreciate. And I mean, they are willing to help anybody who wants to be helped.
mm-hmm,
And, like we said, different people are in different dispensations of their life, but wherever you are, we have somebody that can help. And
Yep.
so that's what I love. But ladies, I want you to hang tight with me. We're gonna take a quick commercial. Um, we're gonna we're gonna see a video by Chuck Brown, and I like to promote different things that are happening in the community. And there's a wrestling event taking place March 27th in Charlotte. And they will have some professional wrestlers there, but they will also have Chuck Brown and Nuff Said, and these two are going to be going up against each other. So this is a video that Chuck Brown made, and a little bit later we'll see Nuff Said's rebuttal to him. So hang tight, and we'll be right back to continue talking about women's history, women making history, and residual incomes and money coaches.
Scared of me. He's in Buffalo, New York. He's scared of me. I'm not playing anymore. I am going to choke slam him.
No, you're
I
not.
am going to DDT him. He is scared of
No,
me.
he's not.
He went to Buffalo,
No,
New
he's
York
not.
in order to avoid
No,
me
sir,
because
he's
he
not
knew
gonna-
I was going to be here
No.
tonight.
Lies, Mr.
I am not
Simon.
playing with
Lies.
him. Sports Ultimate, wherever it is, I am not playing with him on 32nd
No.
Street. Sunday,
Lies.
March 27th.
Stop yelling at me.
It's going down.
Yes. So, yeah, that was all. Just the enactment is entertainment, okay? So it's wrestling extravaganza. It's actually a birthday bash. Is Sunday, March 27th in Charlotte, and um, the young man you saw there is Mr. Excitement. He's always in the community, always pushing events and things like that. And we'll see his opponent in a little bit. But until then, let's continue talking about women and having opportunities and creating residual income and
Mhm.
creating a legacy, because one thing Kim mentioned earlier was that I didn't know. I mean, I see, this is what I'm saying. You know, but you don't really think about it. You don't put a plan in place for it. I knew my parents was gonna get older, but I didn't really realize that they might need some help when they get older. They might need some therapy and things like that. And insurance only pays for so many hours a year, right? And so when those hours run out, whether you still need therapy or not, you're not going to get it from insurance. So I need to have that in my pocket so I can pay for private care, right? And
Mhm.
so, and that's something people don't think about.
Mm.
And so that's the stuff that we're trying to, get out into the atmosphere, get people, familiar with it, and, start putting a plan in place, because, I only have, I don't know how much longer they're going to be here. I don't know what the next step is going to be, you know, if they will have to need 24-hour care. And so, well, I'm just going to say right now, on the place I've been for the past 20 some years, it ain't going to happen on that budget. So I was like, I got to do something different. I got to make a change because I want them to live comfortably. They have served me, they have supported me, and I feel like it's only right that I do the same for
Mhm.
them as they get older,
Absolutely.
right?
Mhm.
So Kim, you want to continue in that flow, or just whatever the Lord is laying on your heart right now?
So
About to
I
get emotional,
just
so
want
go
to
ahead.
I just want to kind of speak to the hearts of women right now because I feel like right now, when this pandemic happened, so many women understood that they had to have a plan B. Not just women, but a lot of people in general understood that they had to have a plan B. Um, People were not prepared. A lot of people were not prepared financially. They had no savings. Tammy talked about that. Less than, the statistics say most households have less than $1,000 in savings. They also will tell you that most people have less than $25,000 in savings put away for retirement. So they're not prepared for the now, nor prepared for the future, right?
Mhm.
But what this pandemic did was expose the areas that a lot of people needed to address. And because of that, people realized that they needed a second stream of income as well. Because if savings would have been intact, but if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's really hard to put money. My coach used to tell me all the time, he said, Kim, you can change the furniture around in a house, but the house is going to still be the same size. It's the same way with your paycheck. You can do all the budgeting. I mean, and I suggest you do that. You should be a good steward over your money. But at the end of the day, $2,000 is still $2,000, right? We know goods and services are going up, groceries are going up, gas is going up,
Yeah.
healthcare is going up. But a lot of times raises are at 3%, but inflation's at 3%. So that's telling us that we have to go make more money. It's time for us to get in the grind and make a conscious decision that we're going to go make more money. And what better way to do it than to be able to do it from home and around your own schedule?
Mhm.
So, what I love about what we do is that we don't have to sacrifice our children. We don't have to go work outside the home for 10, 15 hours a day, right? We don't have to miss big things that our children are doing. I take my daughter to gymnastics every week. You know, my son is in soccer. It's so many things that we can still do because we can put a business around our lifestyle. Now, they're going to have to be sacrifices. With anything, there's sacrifices.
Right.
Anything worth having, and the ladies before us had made huge sacrifices so that we would even have an opportunity. But right now, this is the time where we have to go make more money, because nobody's going to pay you what you're worth but you. And when people start understanding that, then they take a stand and say, okay, what do I need to do to increase my assets? And so the way to do it is you find a business that you can do on your own time and your own schedule. And with the business that we have, it can fit with anybody's schedule. If I can go out of town, as long as I have my laptop, I can still do business, right? And it's lucrative, a lucrative business. So, I just tell people, don't be afraid to get outside of the box. You've got to feel the fear and do it anyway.
Mm.
Because that's what I did. Years ago, I said, okay, I'm afraid to get outside of the box. I am afraid to do it. But since I did it, now I can say if I wouldn't have and I look back over my life, what life would be like now. But it's not too late for somebody who said, you know what, I realize that I'm living paycheck to paycheck, right? It's time for me to do something different and then reach out. That's what I love about what we do. We are willing to help anybody.
Mhm.
Amen.
That's what a boss chick will do. Let me just throw that in there. There's some boss chicks. That's what boss chicks will do. They will reach down and pick up any woman. And this is my motto. I will reach down and pick up any woman as long as you're not pulling me down. If you're
Mhm.
willing to get up, we got room for you. Come on, we got room.
Right, right.
Does that
And
make sense?
even one of the things you were talking about, people use credit cards quite often. And, they're like, okay, well, I'm paying my minimum, payment required. But what you don't realize is, some of the things we teach about Rule 72 and things, how long it takes your money to double. But at that interest rate, if you're just paying the minimum, how many years is it really going to take you to pay that debt off?
Mm,
When you pay that debt off and you look back over all these years and all the interest you paid, how many times did your debt multiply?
mm-hmm,
So, that's what we want to bring enlightenment. We want to, those are things that, you be like, did you think, oh, wait a minute, what? And then, some people tell you that you only need so many dollars or $1,000 or whatever. But what can really $1,000 do if you do lose your job? How long would that last? $1,000 is good. I ain't judging nobody. If you got $1,000, you good. Because when I started, I didn't. I'm just gonna be real about it. But you have to think, how long is this gonna last? How much time is this gonna get me to be able to recover or to find something new? So
mm-hmm,
really, I mean, we ain't trying to hurt nobody. We're trying to help people. We're trying to enlighten you. We're trying to, bring out knowledge that, nobody sat down and talked to us about.
mm-hmm,
Because let's just talk about it. When you put your money in a bank in a savings account, you might get, if you're lucky, 1.5%.
mm,
And the bank don't mind paying you that money when you come back to get it because the bank has invested our money at 12% on their behalf. See, but they ain't
mm-hmm.
gonna sit down and tell you about all that. But it's happening. And see, if you don't
Every day.
know, how you gonna win? How you gonna play fairly? How you gonna play to get ahead? So see, like Kim keeps saying, everybody needs a money coach.
I'm
Everybody.
Can I also mention to piggyback on or to add to what Kim was saying earlier when she
Mm-hmm.
was talking about her beginnings. I've heard Kim's testimony many times, and that's the same testimony a lot of us share when we've worked, so many different jobs over time, is that some if you're sitting at home right now and you've been listening to us speak, you may even think to yourself, I've been thinking about branching off. I've been thinking about a change because a lot of times we get fed up. Where do these women entrepreneurs come from? Where does black women statistics come from? Earlier we talked about how we're the fastest growing demographic with starting businesses, and that's probably because we were fed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we are.
Say
Um,
that.
I hear that a lot. People are just done with it. They don't want to be in an environment where they're not able to progress. Um, but we need to create extra income, right? So it may not be that you even want to be a money coach forever. It may be that you need that
Mm-hmm.
extra income to start your own business, and your own passions and your
That's
own dreams. But you have to remember, what it is going to make you happy. What's that legacy you want to leave for your family? So I just wanted to piggyback off of that. As many beautiful things as we're doing, we're still behind. I think we still, as Black women in entrepreneurship, earns I think 17% less than all the other
mm-hmm.
demographics. We're
Mm-hmm.
still underpaid, to be truthful. In
Yes.
our own environment, but the thing that I am so proud of is with our company, they don't discriminate. You can't be underpaid because you're going to get what you work toward. The work ethic that you put in, you're going to earn that behind it. So
Mm-hmm.
um
Exactly.
they're not going to discriminate because of the color of your skin or because of your gender or where you live or anything like that. So those are also some benefits I want to add. A lot of times we get
Mm-hmm.
fed up, but change your environment. Come to where you appreciate it.
That part. That part. And you know what you were talking about too. I don't. I'm not going to say it's the exact quote because I don't have the article right in front of me, but I was doing some research. Building my own brand, and it said it would take us, African Americans, um, unless we change something, a whole 200 years
Mm-hmm.
to catch up to where the Caucasians are right now. Now, I ain't say to catch up to them, but even where they are right now
Mm-hmm.
financially, it would take us 200 years unless we do something different,
Mm-hmm.
unless we change our mindset, unless we try something different. And I ain't even gonna say you're gonna be successful at everything you try the first time. But like Kim said, with the people who went before us, they didn't give up. So
Mm-hmm.
don't give up. Keep believing, keep trying. If your business plan didn't work the first time, tweak it. What happened? Where did it fall short? What do you need to do? Who do you need to reach out to if it's not a money coach? I mean, there's all types of coaches. There's mindset coaches, there's money
Mm-hmm.
coaches. What do you need in your life to change your life, to change the trajectory of your life? Even when you talk about residual income, I think people really don't understand what that means. So Kim, can you explain a little bit what residual income means?
So it's basically work that you did today that they're gonna pay you on for the rest of your life.
What?
So we get paid on the job. Well, when you get paid on the job, once you work those 40 hours and they pay you for those 40 hours, that's it.
I get it
That
on Friday, it's gone on Saturday, but go ahead.
right. So you've got a system in place, and business owners, they don't ever have to touch the event to get paid. If you think about the McDonald's franchise owner, do you ever think they're in there making sandwiches or running that drive-through?
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
But do you think they get paid?
Mm-hmm.
So just like they never have to show up for work and they get paid, you can put yourself in position to do the exact same thing. And so, and that's what the company that I'm a part of, the company that we've birthed, that's what we've been able to do. And that's what we're doing. We're teaching other people how to do that because honestly, you're not free in America if you still owe. You know what I'm saying? You're To me, slavery was about economics. Most people don't like to hear that. It was never so much about color as it was about economics. And we talk about trying to catch up financially. The only way truly we're going to be able to even catch up is by protecting where we are. Because if every time somebody passed away and they were making $40,000 a year, if that 40,000 goes in the ground with them, guess what? You just started over.
Start it over.
But if you have insurance on your income, most people know about life insurance, 10 times your annual salary, that will replace your 40,000 if
Mhm.
your family invests that money. So it starts with having the foundation. If we're talking about catching up financially, we got to understand the power of life insurance. Most people think, to get buried. And that was a generational curse that has really been passed down from one generation to the next. Life insurance was actually created to replace the breadwinner's income
Mm.
so that the family can move forward and not backwards. And so when people unlock that, and by the way, life insurance is the only money that you won't pay taxes on, right? And so you carry hundreds of thousands of dollars of life insurance. You pass the baton because we're all leaving here, right, to the next generation. That's how we start leaving a legacy. That's the first step,
Yes.
and then you add on investments and properties and things like that. So to me, when we start understanding that, we will catch up financially.
Wow. Girl, y'all giving me life. I'm like, let me get off of here. I got some stuff to do.
Right.
But there was a scenario too. I wish I could find that video. I've been looking for it. Kim, we might have to figure out put Wayne on the case. But they actually did a video about how life insurance is your foundation for your house.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put a roof on a house if you don't have a foundation, if you don't have walls to put it on, right? You
Mm-hmm.
try to put something, it's just gonna fall to the ground. So you have to really build it right. You have to build it so that it will stand. You have to build it so that it will last. And so, there's just ways and steps that you'll take to make that happen. And so this has been so good. Our hour is almost up. And so I have to take this next break because if I don't play Nuff Said rebuttal to Chuck Brown, I might have to get in the ring. So we're going to go ahead with this next video and we're going to see what Nuff Said has to say to Chuck on this wrestling extravaganza happening on March 27th in Charlotte, North Carolina. So hold on, we'll be right back.
What I was saying, Chuck, March 27th, worldwide, one year's worldwide wrestling experience. I came out here in the country, it's a lot of malarkey out here. Wait a minute, hold on, excuse me. Now, it's on and popping. I'm gonna throw your tail from one side of the ring to the other. I swear to God I am. I came down here to let you know it too, Chuck. It's on and popping. Kick Chuck butt. That's what everybody's saying on the farm. The ducks are saying it. The chickens are saying it. The jackass are saying it. The rooster's saying it. The swan. Everybody's saying kick Chuck butt. So March 27th, it's going down like a disco clown. Your butt belong to me in that ring. You understand me? You better not have no excuses either. Like you got an ingrown toenail. Or like you got asthma attacks. I don't want to hear none of that. You understand? And you better not say nothing about, oh, I got COVID. No, sir. I'm going to come kick your pandemic butt. I promise you, with a mask on. Huh? Even if I got to wear a hazmat suit. You going down for the 3 count. It is 3, right? In wrestling, it's 3. It's not 10. It's 3. You going down for the 3 count. Kick Chuck butt. Hey, what's the motto around the world? Kick Chuck butt. Ain't that right? Kick Chuck butt. You got to tell you. Kick Chuck. Man. Kick Chuck butt. Kick Chuck butt.
Oh, when I tell y'all I have been enjoying these videos, that's just 2 of them, okay? They out there. So Wanye Smith's Wrestling Extravaganza Birthday Bash, Sunday, March 27th, 2022. It is hosted by Nuff Said, the last video you saw, with sounds by DJ Bless. So, and it will Tailgate starts from 12 to 2, and the wrestling matches kick off at 2. So listen, this flyer will be posted on the page. There's phone number, email address, all that stuff. Get your tickets and be in the place because it's gonna be funny. And so, but we do that kind of stuff too in our community to raise money and to raise awareness about different things. Trust me, whatever that event is about, there's something in the background going on. They're helping somebody, they're blessing somebody, they want to bring people together to laugh and because in this pandemic people have forgotten how to laugh. And so laughter is so important. People I feel like have forgotten how to laugh because they're stressed out. They don't know where their money's going. They don't know how to make no more money. They don't know if they can take their kids. Kids can continue to play sports and stuff. So laughter is good. And when you're lighter, laughter comes easy, right? And so, ladies, I appreciate you being with us. Tammy, I'm going to start with you. If there's any last words of encouragement, or if you want to tell them how they can reach out to you in case they have more questions, this is your opportunity to do that.
Okay. Well, let me just first thank you for inviting us on today. I have had a great time.
Yay.
It definitely helps in even encourage myself. So before I can encourage other people, I need that encouragement myself. So I really enjoyed it today. I also want to say I love being a woman. So hey, this was just
Yeah.
perfect. Happy National Women's History Month. I love it. I
Exactly.
love it. I love it. I love my men, but I definitely love being a woman, and I thank God for that. Um, if anyone's out there listening who needs some help, needs advice, or don't even know where to start, definitely reach out to us. I know Kim's going to give her information. I know Alicia, you have information on your page as well. But I'm on Facebook, just Tammy Backus, just first name and last name. Email address is Tammy period Backus, Baccus at gmail.com. I'll leave my number in the chat. But that's about it, guys. Just keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Don't wake up today and be worried about what happened yesterday. Start anew. Sit down, make a budget, look at where you are financially, and if you need some help, reach out. I ask questions all the time, so reach out and keep being great.
Amen. Thank you, Tammy. We love and appreciate you.
Thank
Always a
you.
pleasure. And so we're going to move on to the young lady to my left. No, that's my right. Anyway, Regional Vice President Kimberly Roberts, who's been doing this for 15 years. And honey, I mean, when I say she always have an answer, I'll be like, oh, that's good, that's good. So, Kimberly, also, just your last words of encouragement, a word of wisdom, and how they can follow you or reach out to you if they need more, want to get a one-on-one conversation going.
Awesome. So again, thank you. I'm always humbled when anybody asks us to come on their show or anything. It's just a blessing to be able to sow a seed, and I believe that's what we've done today is sow some seeds. And so again, my last encouraging thought would be, like Tammy said, get your questions answered. Ask yourself, am I on track to meet my goals financially? Am I in a position to leave a legacy for my family? And if you don't know how to do that, then reach out. No the only dumb question is the question you don't ask. I feel like I'm forever learning. Every day I'm working on myself, and I'm working on getting the knowledge that I need to impact my community. So definitely looking to network with a lot of people. I'm open to networking with anybody who is doing something positive for the community. So I just want to kind of put that plug. So feel free to reach out. I am on Facebook, just my name, Kimberly Roberts. Shoot me a message, right? I'll leave my phone number. Only call me if it's about business, right?
Amen.
um, or ministry. So open for that as well. God has been so good to us, and I'm just a servant of His. So definitely open for both. But you can reach me at 828-447-2285. I'd love to hear from you. Let's go help set up your legacy, right? I know a lot of people have children, especially women. And what we learn really affect the lives of our children. So I'm looking to network
Yeah.
with all of you in the near future.
Yes, awesome, awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much. You guys know this Making Connections with Aly. We're here every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I am changing some stuff up this year. I want to do more teaching like this, especially on the Monday sessions. So, start looking for more information. If you have questions, something specifically you want me to address, let me know because they're in the team somewhere. Whatever your question is, there's somebody who can answer it. And so definitely reach out to us. You can inbox us, Making Connections with Aly, or give us a call at 980-389-6826. But again, just go to the page. If you missed anything, it'll all be there. Reach out to me if you're listening to this video because we will be sharing it and you heard this information on the show. Make sure when you reach out to the ladies that you let them know that you heard about this information. You watched them on the Making Connections with Aly show, okay? And so look for more great information, more inspiration, because that's what we're about. Because we're going up and we want to take everybody with us. Because what do they say? We'll see you at the top because what? The bottom's too crowded. So see you guys soon. And again, see you guys on Saturday. But until then, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody. Bye, Kim. Bye, Tammy.